So I feel like my safety was jeopardized.
Students calling out the university for the way officials handled the day hall vandalism. What the chancellor said today and what is going to be done moving forward.
We can rise to the challenge and we will not succumb to the weakness.
The governor condemning the day hall incident and launching a hate crime task force to assist DPS. What this means for the investigation, next.
Plus, today was a record breaker, but not for the best reason. The highest temperature Syracuse saw today was 26 degrees. Now that's 6 full degrees lower than 1996's previous record. And a warm front is trying to push its way through central New York. What this means for your future temperatures, as Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
This morning, Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Syverud sent out a campus-wide email in response to the recent vandalism and graffiti in Day Hall. Racial slurs against Black and Asian people were written on the 4th and 6th floors of the building. Good evening, I'm Jonah Karp.
And I'm Lilia Wood. The chancellor first spoke about the university's delayed public response after initially finding out about the incident. In the email, Syverud stated that, quote, "It's clear that members of the leadership team should have communicated more swiftly and broadly. I am disappointed that it didn't happen in this case."
The rest of the email provided updates on the investigation, stating that the Department of Public Safety, the Syracuse Police Department, and the New York State Police Hate Crimes Task Force are all working together.
We have a team of reporters bringing you coverage on the story tonight alongside Jonah and myself. Citrus TV reporter Jack Watson is here in studio with a recap of what has happened so far. And our reporter Katie Lane is live by the Department of Public Safety with more details on Governor Andrew Cuomo's Hate Crimes Task Force.
But first, let's send it out to our reporter Liam Crowley, who's outside Gifford Auditorium. Liam, what's happening there tonight?
Thanks, Jonah. I'm here at Gifford Auditorium inside Huntington Beard Krause Hall. In light of the recent vandalism that occurred at Day Hall, there is a forum taking place here tonight at Gifford Auditorium. Now, among those in attendance will include the Dean of Students, Mary Ann Thompson, the Vice President of Student Experience, Robert Hradsky, Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer, Keith Alford, and Chief of the Department of Public Safety, Bobby Maldonado. Those individuals have met with students directly impacted on multiple occasions, including a Day Hall meeting where students expressed concerns and looked for support. The meetings will continue here at HBC tonight at the Resident Hall Association Open Forum. Chancellor Kent Syverud acknowledged the forum in his email to Syracuse students today. Now, tonight's forum is distinct from past meetings as the forum is open to the entire campus, not specifically just residents of Day Hall. All involved in Syracuse are encouraged to attend. Live outside Gifford Auditorium at HBC, Liam Crowley, Citrus TV News. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Liam. Citrus TV News will be at the RHA event tonight. Follow us on Twitter at Citrus TV News for the latest updates.
We want to move now to how we got here. Citrus TV reporter Jack Watson is here in studio with a timeline of the event. Jack?
Jonah, Lilia, that's right. The Day Hall incident is still in its early stages and there is plenty more ahead. We're still learning new details about it as they come in, but here's what we know right now. We know that sometime late last week, bathrooms on separate floors of the Day Hall dormitory were found vandalized. The Department of Public Safety says they learned about that incident on Thursday. We can confirm there is an active DPS investigation. Now, we also know that there was a meeting between university administrators and students living in Day Hall. We're told that the students were asked by those officials not to record the meeting and not to speak about the incident to anybody outside the room. One student tells Citrus TV the reason that was cited for keeping that conversation in that room was to prevent distractions from other students' schoolwork. That meeting took place on Sunday. Now, the following day, on Monday, the student body got an email from Vice President of the Student Experience, Robert Hradsky, about that incident. In the email, Hradsky confirmed that DPS was investigating the Day Hall incident incident and said they regret not communicating more broadly. Hradsky went on to condemn, quote, racist language and actions and reaffirmed SU's commitment to making the campus a welcoming environment. Just a few hours after that email made it to SU students' inboxes, the SU Juvenile Urban Multicultural Program, or JUMP for short, held a meeting for concerned students to make their voices heard. The Student Association Diversity Affairs co-chair at that meeting stressing the importance of having continued conversations rather than just having one when an on-campus controversy comes up.
Basically trying to get them to agree to have this type of conversation more often and not in reaction to specific events. So something that's happening proactively.
Well, it's clear that this has become a much larger issue now, catching the attention of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. He is directing the state police's hate crimes task force to help DPS in the investigation. We just learned that late last night, Jonah and Lilia.
Jack, thank you. Governor Cuomo made that announcement public last night. The governor was saying he was, quote, disgusted by the recent rash of hateful language found scrawled on the walls at Syracuse University.
The State Division of Human Rights will also be involved in the investigation. Governor Cuomo was in Syracuse today to speak about a separate subject, but spoke his mind about the Day Hall incident.
It's every incident. And it's not Syracuse University. I'm not personalizing Syracuse University. We have it all over the state. It's all over the country. But the point is, wherever it is, whenever it is, we take it seriously. We want an answer. We want everybody working as hard as they can, and we want it condemned, period.
The governor is acting on that message by appointing the Hate Crimes Task Force to assist with the investigation. But what does the unit actually do? We're joined by CitrusTV reporter Katie Lane to break that down. Katie?
Is run by state police and is assisted by the State Division of Human Rights and the Division of Criminal Justice Services. According to New York's hate crime law, a person commits a hate crime when a designated offense is committed targeting a victim because of perception of belief about their race, color, national origin, ancestry, gender, religion, religious practice, age, disability, or sexual orientation. This also includes when such an act is committed as a result of that type of perception of belief. These crimes can target an individual or a group of individuals, as well as public or private property.
Katie, thank you. The Student Association issued a statement condemning the acts yesterday. They said that they are, quote, alarmed by the lack of information provided to the students of Day Hall and the rest of the community. This afternoon, I sat down with the Student Association's president, vice president, and the co-chair of Diversity Affairs.
We didn't know, just like anyone else. We found out via social media, the same way that everyone else found out, the same time that everyone else found out. So it's concerning that this kind of thing happens time and time again, where information is not being presented to students in a timely fashion.
No student groups were informed before the initial email was sent out to the school, not even DPS's Student of Color Advisory Committee.
We know that that group received an email, but right after the school-wide email was sent out.
Don't really know, we haven't gotten a clear answer as to why they weren't informed. We do know that they have called a last-minute meeting for tonight, where they will be discussing it.
SA wants to be a part of the conversation with the university about how to address the hate crimes like this.
And SA not being informed about it, to advocate for those students ahead of time just adds to the problem, and we can't properly represent them and advocate for them and serve them if we don't know information and we're learning about information at the same time. And so all we end up doing is looking unproductive, and as though we don't have a role in those conversations.
The administration told SA that they were not trying to hide anything, and their intention was to do the best they can to protect the students.
Clearly we are seeing, and I think they're realizing too, that this information was going to get out regardless, as it should have been, and that them not telling us made them look bad, hurt the problem, and really escalated it to a totally different level. And so that's what they're saying. We all know what the reality is.
The next forum ran by the Student Association will be next Tuesday, November 19th at 7 p.m. in the Maxwell Auditorium.
And students across campus are reacting to the apparent hateful action. Citrus TV spoke to a student who lives on one of those floors where the graffiti was found. Tia McGee told us she expected there would be a racist incident on campus, but couldn't have ever imagined it would happen in her building and on her floor.
It does kind of like worry me a lot, but I mean, they're also cowards because they didn't like say it to my face and they like put it all across the walls and stuff. Like, I mean, if they said it to my face, it would be like a totally different story, but they put it across the wall, so they're just cowards, you know?
McGee says that she didn't see the graffiti herself, but did notice the broken light fixtures. She describes her floor as one of the most diverse in Day Hall. Other students are calling for the university to change how they communicate about incidents like this. Day resident Lori O'Connor told us she didn't find out until days later when the rest of the university did.
And I wish they had emailed us, the people that live in Day and Flint, because it's the Mount, and I think that we should have been informed at first, and then they could have addressed the rest of the community.
Citrus TV News will have continuing coverage on the Day Hall incident.
Follow us on social media at Citrus TV News for the latest updates as they come in.
Well, Lilia, another big story that's been going on, the weather outside. It's been pretty cold and pretty snowy.
I know, it was freezing this morning. I came in bright red, but our weather anchor Adam Sperling is here with it. The snow is going to stick. Adam?
Unfortunately, guys, looking at the temperatures we're seeing right now, that snow is not really going to be going anywhere. But luckily, we're not seeing any more snow coming in, well, until later tonight, really. It feels like 11 degrees right now, even though it's 22 degrees, and it's dry, but really only for now. If we're taking a look at today's temperatures, now this is really exciting if you're a weather buff, but today was the lowest maximum temperature in Syracuse on November 12th in recorded history. Now, the previous low high was 32 degrees in 1996, but today it was 26 degrees. The low is staying exactly where it was. And taking a look at our radar, we're seeing that in the future, you see this over here? This is a cold front. A warm front is pushing it out. This is right here in central New York. So right now, we're seeing really the grunt of it. So hopefully, by later tonight, we're going to be seeing less of that snow. But taking a look at tonight in Syracuse, it's 19 degrees. Unfortunately, we will be seeing the tail end of a little bit of snow. It's going to feel like single digits with some snow showers and some rain. Now, Jonah, Lilia, back to you.